1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
Mic check, Tanisha.
Mic check, 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 check. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mic check, Paul.
Oh, no, go straight. Oh, I gotta get it up. I don't think he checked it. No, he did. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We could really do anything, so can't cry, can't do any of that stuff.
Oh.
Very happy with it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 1, 2. When his who?
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 in HD.
Good evening, thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Crews are still working to repair a water main break on Signal Mountain Road. Officials say during the repair, Walmart and other businesses in that plaza will be without water.
Leak inspectors with Tennessee American Water discovered the 12-inch break today around noon. New at 11, Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Tanisha Cordell brings us the latest. Tanisha.
Well, Tennessee American Water officials warned the affected businesses about water loss before repairs started, leaving plenty of time for preparation.
We did fill up our water bottles, and if we ran out of the water in the bottles, we were going to go to Plan B and purchase gallons of water over at Walmart.
Great Clips was one of several businesses impacted by a 12-inch water main break on Signal Mountain Road. Workers kept the shop open and were glad to have fewer customers for once.
Luckily, I mean, if we did have the water turn off, today has not been as busy as we've seen Fridays in the past, so I guess maybe everything happens for a reason.
But restaurants, including El Monterey, couldn't keep their doors open on what's usually the busiest day of the week because of sanitary issues.
It has a negative impact on our sales, and we still have to pay our bills and all that stuff.
The restaurant's longtime customers found locked doors and left disappointed.
We've been coming here every Friday night, almost every Friday night since it's been open. We meet a lot of friends here, a lot of people we don't know by name, but we see them every Friday night.
Dollar Tree also closed, and retail giant Walmart brought in portable toilets for its customers. Meanwhile, crews used a jackhammer to break the pavement, searching for the water main break for hours, limiting traffic to one lane. Everyone hopes it won't cut into their weekend plans, but officials aren't sure how long it will take to repair. Officials say once the water main break is repaired, paving contractors will be called out to repair the road. The two southbound lanes on Signal Mountain Road will remain closed off until that is complete. In the studio, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tanisha, thank you. New tonight, the Chattooga County Sheriff's Office is searching for a shooting suspect who is considered armed and dangerous. They're looking for 22-year-old Zaris Neal. Deputies believe he was involved in the shooting of 21-year-old Justin Carroll on Wednesday. It happened in the Lyerly community. Carroll was shot in the upper body. His condition's not known tonight. Neal's wanted on 2 counts of aggravated assault in connection with the shooting. The Chattooga County Sheriff says he expects additional suspects will be charged.
Chattanooga police are investigating a shooting tonight. Details are limited, but police say they're searching for a crime scene in the 900 block of Dodson Avenue. The condition of the shooting victim isn't known, but police say more details will be released as soon as they become available.
Chattanooga police stopped a couple of suspected scrap metal thieves in their tracks this week. They say Michael Mitchell and Christine Thompson have been posing as employees of a scrap metal business and making arrangements with local shooting ranges to collect their used shell casings in exchange for money. Of course, the duo never returns with the money, according to police. This week, Chattanooga police arrested the suspects at the Shooters Depot on Chaliford Road. They have this advice for other shooting ranges.
What I would do is, if you are a shooting range business, call the local business that they're purporting to be and verify that they are an employee of the scrap metal business and that they have sent them in order to collect those.
Officers discovered the truck the pair had been using, reported stolen out of Pennsylvania, and Mitchell was wanted for similar scrap metal incidents in Texas. Police say they also found drugs and fake IDs that were used in the thefts.
The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is warning the community of a phone scam going around. Deputies say the caller is posing as law enforcement asking for money. The scammer tells the person on the other end, you have failed to show up for jury duty, or you have failed to pay bond fees. And the caller then claims unless you send money through a money order, warrants will be issued for your arrest or heavy fines will be imposed.
He said if I went and got a certified bonding certificate from a local drugs chain for $998, we could clear this up and just come on downtown and he'd take me through the whole process.
The Sheriff's Office says Hamilton County government offices communicate only by mail and will never solicit funds over the phone.
The Colonial pipeline that leaked gasoline near Suck Creek Road for nearly a week has been repaired and reopened. Crews finished those repairs last night. They were first alerted to the smell of gasoline last Saturday. Since then, they believe at least 630 gallons of gas have leaked into Shoal Creek. Officials with Colonial say there's no danger to the public, but some residents nearby are concerned.
That's where our water system comes from. We got a spring up there that feeds us our water. We don't have city water.
Colonial says they removed the water that tested positive for gasoline in tanker trucks. Cleanup will continue into next week. A bloodhound helped save the life of a Dunlap senior citizen this week.
78-year-old Norman Hobbs, who has Alzheimer's, was reported missing Wednesday by his family. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Kelly McCarthy tells us how the dog helped in the rescue.
Dunlap police needed help finding a missing man with Alzheimer's, who they believed was somewhere inside these dense woods.
That agency over there made the decision that nobody was going to get in those woods until I got there and let Jesse do his job. And it was amazing. Come on.
Jesse is a 7-year-old bloodhound.
Good boy.
And he works for the Ray County Sheriff's Department. He's trained to track down bad guys on the run.
If you're on the ground, he's going to find you.
Jesse and his handlers had a different mission this time. They were called to search these woods about 30 miles away to find a missing veteran.
They estimated he was in the woods over 12 hours.
78-year-old Norman Hobbs walked away from his home, and police believed he didn't have much time left. Jesse picked up his scent and was off.
We were crawling and we were picking him up over logs and trees and, you know, doing what we could do to get through there.
In just 30 minutes after Jesse took over the search,
Jesse stopped and gave me that alert that, hey, he's here, he's close, you know.
Jesse found him.
I said a good prayer and I was hoping he was alive, the condition that he was laying there in. And
Even though temperatures were well above freezing, Hobbs still suffered from hypothermia and dehydration. Both Dunlap police and Ray County deputies believe Jesse saved his life.
without Jesse, this outcome would be different.
It's not often Jesse gets called in to save a life, but when he does, he doesn't let us down.
He's the brains, and we're going for moral support and backup, you know.
Jesse's handler says they'll help any agency that needs the assistance of a bloodhound. As far as they know, they say Jesse is the only dog with these capabilities in the Chattanooga surrounding areas. In Dunlap, Kelly McCarthy, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Paul Bear standing by in the Storm Alert Center to give us a peek at the weekend forecast. How about it, Paul?
Well, we're going to start off and just tell you about some really nasty weather out into the Midwest and the Great Plains. An ice storm warning. And this covers a vast area all the way from Illinois to Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and just all the way out to Oklahoma, too. And then a freezing rain advisory just north of the Ohio River. So if you're traveling to the north, you're going to run into problems. Dense fog advisory right now along the Mississippi River Valley. Big problems for them. Not a problem for us. We are in good shape. Matter of fact, there have been a few sprinkles down through Chattooga County heading towards Rome, Georgia. That's the closest rain to us right now. We pulled back on the Viper. There's a little frontal system that stalled out just to the north of us. So we're in the warm sector. The cold sector is further off to the north, and there have been a few showers up there, mixed with a little bit of sleet and mainly some freezing rain. The freezing rain has faded a little bit, but this storm system really hasn't gotten going yet. But already, not too far from Kansas City, they're getting some freezing rain right now. And out in Oklahoma and Kansas, they're very concerned about this. It's going to be a very dangerous situation over the weekend. Winds are calm. Right now, it's 59 in Cleveland, Dalton, and in the city, 57. Up in Athens, well, Murphy's at 47 and 55 near Fort Payne. 70 and 47, the high and the low for today. And Skywatchers told me just really great. Fort Payne hit 73, Lafayette hit 73. It was 72 Calhoun and Chatsworth, 70 in Dalton, 71 in Trenton, 71 Lakeside, and 73 all the way up to Soddy Daisy. Now, Cleveland, Linda Ursum's house hit 68, but it was near 70 downtown. 70 in Red Bank, 70 in Pikeville, 64 in Colmont, was 67 out near Jasper. Up into Athens, about 69 degrees, almost 70, and 68 near Murphy. Turtletown, about 66. A brand new Vipercast came in, and it's showing maybe a sprinkle for tonight and tomorrow. Not that much. Most of the rain is going to be north of Interstate 40. This little frontal system just sort of wiggle waggles right across Tennessee. Now the pink is where the freezing rain is going to be, and that's going to be up in Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas. Big storm up there. This storm is winding up over Oklahoma, and big severe thunderstorms could break out in Texas and parts of Oklahoma too. Well, we may just see a sprinkle coming up through the weekend and into Monday, nothing really heavy. A pretty good little snowstorm could develop too out into the Great Plains. This is really going to wind up and move off towards the north. And it may bring us some rain, mainly I think into Tuesday and Wednesday. So ice is going to be falling, probably a ½ inch to an inch of ice in many spots out into the Great Plains. That means nobody's going anywhere for a long time. We're going to get about maybe 1 to 2/10 of an inch of rain, but by Tuesday afternoon, we may see a couple more tenths, so maybe up to 4/10 by Tuesday afternoon. Dunlap, 67 with lots of clouds for tomorrow. We'll call it mostly cloudy to cloudy. Rossville, about 68. Could see a few breaks. With 53 tonight, a little bit of patchy fog. Tomorrow, 68 with some clouds, about a 20% chance for a shower. So that means most people aren't going to see anything. Tomorrow night, 53 with some clouds. And the 7-day forecast on Sunday, only a 20% chance. Highs near 70. And as a matter of fact, right through Tuesday, it could get into the 70s if we see any peaks of sunshine. Best chance for rain, I think, right now will be Tuesday night and into Wednesday. And then just some scattered showers coming up on Thursday and Friday. But as you can see, those numbers are pretty high. That means a lot of 60s, very warm temperatures for all of next week.
All I see are 4 letters there, warm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That covers the whole thing.
It's good stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Still to come, a cold case that made national headlines is solved.
18 years after being abducted from a Florida hospital, Maya Mobley has been found alive in South Carolina. She was raised by her alleged abductor, who's now behind bars. The full story ahead.
Hey everyone, it's Leslie Dale, the TFP, and this is the first week the Tennessee legislature is back in session. So we told you about the proposed bill that would have license plates, "In God We Trust," potentially on all of them. There's another bill that would allow you to open carry a handgun without a permit. We're coming up with ways here to discuss all this with you. So for your ideas and opinions, go to post them on timesstreetpress.com.
A bombshell in a kidnapping case that made headlines 18 years ago. A baby snatched from her hospital room vanished without a trace until now.
And now the woman who raised her is under arrest. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has details.
It was 18 years ago when baby Kamaya Mobley was abducted 5 hours after she was born. The disappearance from this Jacksonville hospital riveted the nation. Searching everywhere, police were looking for a woman posing as a nurse who took the newborn from her young mother's arms.
I just want you to bring my child back. That's all I'm asking from you.
This is America's
The
Most
kidnapping drew national attention. But after 2,500 leads, the case went cold. Then today, Kamaya's parents learned their baby is alive and well.
There's always hope. You know what I'm saying? If I wake up, I believe that she's waking up too, so there's always hope.
With no photos of Kamaya, just this rendering and a sketch of their suspect, today police announced the arrest of Gloria Williams.
We did not know this until late last night, that we actually did have, in fact, Kamaya Mobley.
DNA confirmed Kamaya was the abducted baby. Police say a tip led them to this home in Walterboro, South Carolina, where Williams had raised Kamaya, who had recently had suspicions.
We do believe that she did have an idea that she may have been a kidnapping victim.
With Williams in jail today, a dramatic, emotional moment when a girl who identifies herself as Alexis, the suspect's 18-year-old daughter, came to see her.
This is going to be devastating once this child comes fully understanding what went on and what happened to her.
Tonight, police say an 18-year-old cold case has finally been solved. The victims, separated by a lifetime, met today for the first time on video chat. A new and tearful beginning. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
When we come back to Eyewitness News at 11, flu cases are on the rise across the country. We'll tell you which areas the virus has been most widely spread.
And a broken cell phone drove a Florida woman to crash her SUV into a phone store. More details when we come back.
Be sure and start your Monday with us. Tim Pham, Michelle Herod will have updates to your latest headlines.
And we discovered Dalton's Distillery, a true one-of-a-kind shine recipe decades in the making. We'll see you at 4:30 a.m.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 in HD.
An angry customer drove her SUV into a cell phone store in Florida, and a bystander caught it on camera. Cell phone video shows the SUV going through the glass windows of a T-Mobile store in Palm Springs. Once inside, the woman smashed display cases and threw items around the store. 2 people were injured. They were minor injuries. Employees say the woman asked to exchange her broken iPhone and said she was going to bug out if she didn't get the phone. She now faces multiple charges, including aggravated battery and reckless driving.
Flu cases continue to climb across the U.S. The CDC reports today that 21 states have widespread flu activity. Most of those are in New England, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northwest. More than 15,000 cases of the flu have been diagnosed this season so far. 3 children have already died. Doctors say this year's flu vaccine appears to be a good match for the circulating virus, and there is still time to get vaccinated.
And we're talking about another flu now, bird flu. In New York, more than 400 cats will stay in quarantine because they were exposed to a rare form of bird flu. Video from the ASPCA shows workers setting up and operating the kitty quarantine. This particular strain of the flu, known as H7N2, it first popped up in a number of felines last month and spread rapidly. The cats will stay as long as 90 days until experts can confirm they are no longer contagious.
You could get a free health screening this weekend if you visit Walmart or Sam's Club locations. Screenings include blood glucose, blood pressure, and vision, as well as body fat and body mass index readings. It's going on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Health insurance information will also be available.
And here's another one. Another angry consumer. A Virginia man upset with the Department of Motor Vehicles delivered his tax payment on 2 of his vehicles in pennies. 300,000 of them. Nick Stafford says he wanted to make a point since the state of Virginia denied his request for a phone number to the local DMV office. He says since the state inconvenienced him and forced him to file lawsuits to get the phone number, he wanted to inconvenience the state in return. Stafford dumped the mass of pennies into 5 wheelbarrows, wheeled them into the DMV, and left. It took employees more than 12 hours to count the pennies.
Good thing his neighbors weren't lined up in there, or he would have inconvenienced them as well.
You got that. Coming up in sports, Alabama is losing at least 3 undergraduates to the NFL.
Plus, we'll hit the prep hardwood from Macaulay to CCS. It's all straight ahead. Paul Shaheen has sports for you.
January 16th is the deadline to declare NFL draft eligible. There's quite a few Alabama juniors that grade very high when it comes to the next level. But as of today, only 3 have declared. Quarterback Marlon Humphrey, offensive tackle Cam Robinson, and wideout Ardarius Stewart are now NFL bound. Humphrey was a freshman All-American and started every game this year as a redshirt sophomore. Robinson, who has been starting since his first day on campus, anchored an offensive line that led the Power 5 in rushing. Stewart led the team in receiving, 864 yards, 8 touchdowns.
You know, I've asked each and every one of these players in a brief meeting today to make a commitment and a promise that they will do the things they need to do to come back and finish their degree at some point in time someday so that they can develop a career off the field. So whenever their playing days are ended, they'll have something else that can be self-fulfilling, you know, in their life.
At 6, we went over the no call, the pass interference that wasn't pass interference, which in turn gave Seattle a 2-point win over Atlanta in their first meeting of the season. For the most part, the Atlanta Falcons seemed to be over it, for the most part.
We felt like we had a chance to win that game, you know, late in the game. The call didn't go our way, so we felt like things could have went a different route. So we're looking forward to this next opportunity.
It will remain a hot topic as we get set for the two to meet in tomorrow's NFC Divisional Playoff game at 4. Another storyline to follow. Remember, Atlanta head coach Dan Quinn led the Seattle defense to a 2013 Super Bowl win. Seattle wideout Doug Baldwin sees some similarities.
Obviously, we know this defense very well because DQ was our defensive coach here, but you know, it doesn't. They have guys in different places, but because it's such a sound defense, it doesn't look that much different when you look at it as a whole. And so, you know, they've got some talented guys over there, and there's not many weaknesses on their defense.
The Falcons kick tomorrow at 4:05 at the Georgia Dome. The Texans and Patriots play Saturday night at 8. The other 2 playoff games are scheduled for Sunday, but there's been a time change. The Steelers were supposed to play the Chiefs in Kansas City on NBC at 1:05. Due to that ice storm Paul Barris has been talking about, the game has been moved back to 8:20 Sunday night, but still right here on NBC. The Packers, the Cowboys still kick at 4:40 in Dallas on Sunday. Let's hit the prep hardwood now. In just a few weeks, Macaulay will be hosting one of the nation's top prep tournaments in the Dr. Pepper Classic. But until then, the Blue Tornado has been ripping through anything they get their hands on. Hosting Pope John Paul II tonight. Let's get to the paint. Seth Clark just doing work, backing down, spin around, easy too. Now we go outside. Mac Hunt. Open look from the corner for 3, add 3. Blue Tornado up 5 early. So we've seen the inside work, the outside work. Now they're running. Macaulay does it all. Junior Clay racing through the defense. He and Schulman had a game-high 16. Macaulay controlled it early, and they controlled it late. 75-48 your final. 18-2 overall, 2-0 in region play. Bouncing over to CCS now, the Lady Chargers were hosting Notre Dame. Irish at home with Chattanooga Christian in town. Second quarter, the crossover pull from Kate Dursky with CCS up by 8. Dursky wasn't done, this time driving and the foul to go. Still up 8. Other end, they're working it down low, the Irish are. Mackenzie Johnson with the bucket and the foul. But again, other end, it's Dursky. She just could not be stopped. Sinking another one to extend the CCS lead. She would finish with 16 on the night. CCS goes on to win 45-41. Tomorrow at 2 marks the second time the Lady Mocs will host ETSU since the Bucks re-entered Southern Conference play. Jim Foster wasn't here for the first go-round between these two bitter rivals years ago. The Hall of Famer is learning.
I'll probably find out a lot more about the rivalry on Saturday based on the attendance. So I should look. From what I hear, I should look up and see not a millennial crowd, but whatever the generation is, a Generation X. I'm not sure. Get confused. Yeah, the other way. No, it's not my generation. They're already here.
Amen to that. Again, it's a 2 p.m. tip at McKenzie Arena. Chattanooga is calling for a whiteout, so if you are going, wear white. And if you're a millennial, let them know. The UTC wrestling team was in action on the road today. The Matt Mocs had a tough day at the Virginia Duels. UTC lost 3 on the day, falling 21-10 to Old Dominion, 34-6 to number 15 Oklahoma, and a 1-point loss to Lock Haven. It's not over though. Mock senior Jared Johnson wins all 3 of his matches in the duels. The next home date for the Mocks is a doubleheader with Campbell and Davidson on Saturday, January 28th.
Wrestlers don't care if there's bad weather anywhere. They just go and do their thing.
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
The only better trained and better athletes, I think, in the sports world are thoroughbred horses.
Wow.
Yes.
And this is a hotbed of wrestling talent.
It
You
really
just had a
is.
story last night about Bradley and about Cleveland.
Number
going
1
against
and
each
2 in
other,
the
yeah.
state.
Amazing stuff.
Mhm.
That's it for sports. Paul Bears has a look at your 7-day forecast when we get back.
Well, the planner looks about the same. We're going to see lots of clouds. We're going to see some breaks here and there, and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s again for tomorrow. Just a slight chance for a sprinkle next couple of days, and temperatures could approach 70 or get in the 70s like they did today. The best chance for rain will be coming up Tuesday night and Wednesday.
I saw just a little bit of blue sky today. I
Yes,
was
you
very
did.
excited
That's why
about
the temperature went, ooh.
Yeah, excellent.
All
Let's
right.
do that some more.
Hope you have some blue skies or at least blue sky feelings this weekend, right?
Enjoy. We'll see you.